Yeah. So, yeah. See this? This is going to be my very first ever POV style video, and yeah. um, I did my best. I forgot to angle the camera down just a little bit more, so sometimes the camera angles are off just a tad. But, yeah. So enjoy, guys. Hello, everybody. What I'm going to show you today is how to take all of the components out of this computer case and put them in this computer case. To be successful in this, the only tool you need is a screwdriver. We've got a lot of things to take out of this case, and you do that by disconnecting cables and removing a bunch of screws. Now, if you've never done this before, I would highly advise that you take a bunch of photos of what you have, so when you move it to a new case, you know how to put, basically everything goes back together the same. But you definitely want photos just so you can reference what you had, and then you know what you're putting back together. Okay, now we've got everything out of the case. We've got the power supply, the motherboard, the hard drive, the video card, an assortment of screws, and an assortment of cables. Now it's time to take all of this and put it into the pink case. But before we put all of this back into a different case, this is a perfect time to clean all of your components. My stuff is pretty clean. I've got some light dust on top of the power supply and the hard drive and just a little bit on the video card. So I'm going to take this opportunity to clean everything again and then start putting it together. The cleaning method I'm using is just a dry cloth. This is my daughter's computer and I keep it pretty clean. Now, if you've never cleaned a computer before and you open it up and it's full of dust, animal hair, maybe carpet hair, lint, fuzz, and just a bunch of stuff, I would highly recommend that you take it outside, use some compressed air and blow it out so you don't get your house full of dust and everything else. First, let's take a minute to talk about this cool case. It's got a door that opens on the side so you can access everything. How cool is that? Look at all this amazing amount of room this thing has. I mean, you could park a car in there practically. So what all we have here, we've got our fans at the front. These change different colors, are RGB. We got a lot of space in here for cable management at the back as well, so you can hide everything. We've got 7 slots over here for everything, and it's just a really good case. At the bottom, we can put the power supply so you can hide everything. It's got ventilation at the top. We can put additional fans at the top if we need to. It's just a really nice case. To install the power supply, you have to take off the back cover and it goes in at the bottom. Now, if you ever get a case like this with LED lights and RGB fans and you take the back off, you might see something like this. Don't let it scare you. A lot of this is pre-installed and configured and ready to go for you. The only thing you need to do is move cables physically out of the way and then slide the power supply in. The next thing we're going to do is put the motherboard in. The power supply has been physically installed, it's screwed into the case, and now it's time to put in all the screws for the motherboard and make sure it's lined up correctly. Okay, the motherboard is installed. Now it's time to start putting all of our components back in. Our video card, hard drive, all the screws, all the wires, connect everything, make sure it's all ready to go before we turn it on. This is the point of the install where you're going to reference all of the photos you took before any manuals you have from the motherboard manufacturer or the case manufacturer, any notes that you took before you even started on this process. This is where all of that data is going to come in very handy. And here it is. This is what it looks like before we plug it in. Notice all of the cables are hidden. There's not a lot of spider web full of cables and stuff everywhere. We've got all of our fans installed. We've got our processor back in, our board, video card, our hard drive is installed, and it's ready to go. So let's plug it in and see what it does. Okay, this is our moment of truth. We've got a green power light. That's a good sign. Let's push the button right here and see just what we get. Let's go. It's quiet as a mouse. That's nice. Our fan in the back is blue. That will always be blue. It just stays blue. We've got RGB up front. This is nice. We've got our lights at the top. We've got Wi-Fi card, all of our connections. This button right here is really neat. It will change the color of the fans at the front. So you can go through here, cycle through a bunch of different colors, figure out what it is that you like. Eventually it turns it off. So if you don't like the colors, well, you can just leave them turned off if you want, or you can just find something that you like. We'll leave it with RGB for now. So it does work. It's got good cable management. We've got good airflow. Everything comes on. This piece here at the top removes. It's a magnet filter. We can add more fans in the future if we like to. Once again, all of our USB, headphone, microphone, power, things like that. In the bottom here, our power supply is in the bottom. We've got really good airflow. This is our hard drive right here. This guy is our video card. That's going to be our processor with the fan. This is all your computer memory here. And that's it, guys. So if you thought this install here was educational, if it helped you in any way, if you liked it, do me a favor. Drop a like on this video and help me beat the YouTube algorithm if you would. Also, drop a subscribe if you will as well. I'm going to do another one of these. I ordered a computer for my son. It's coming in and it is pretty much ready to go. I just have to tweak a couple things on it and make it just a little bit better. So if you guys are interested in that, that video should drop within about a week or two. So thank you. Smash subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you guys next time.
Subscribe.